Hi, and welcome back to the Wicked Thrifter Resell channel. We're back at it, shopping at Goodwill for some items that we can buy and sell and flip on eBay for a profit. The first item here that I'm looking at doesn't sell for a ton of money, but if you happen to come across the ones that hang on the wall like wall sconces, they go for a decent amount of money. Here I'm checking out some studio pottery pieces. Now, if the prices had been a little bit better, I probably would have taken a chance at it. The pitcher itself wasn't so bad. It was only $12.99 for the pitcher, but each of these goblets have a sticker price of $6.99 a piece. I see that they're each signed, and they have some kind of maker's mark there stamped on the base there. However, at $6.99, the chance that I'm going to get a decent amount of profit for the whole set is kind of slim. I probably still would have made some money, but I didn't want to take a chance. It's a lot of buying costs for just that item, and then it'll probably sit for a while. This had a nice quality to it. However, I left it behind. The signature wasn't very clear, and also I had a sense that it might be like a studio piece or a student pottery piece. Also, I grabbed this initially at the beginning and I ended up putting it back. There was no signature on it. They wanted $3.99, and the price on those has come down a bit. They don't get as much in the resell side. You probably could get $12 for it, maybe a little bit more depending on the seller. Sometimes people can get a little bit more money, but I chose to put that back so it does not come home with me. And here's an example of bookends. They have them priced individually at $12.99 a piece. Again, it's a situation where they are separating them out and not keeping a set together and charging individual prices for them, and the prices are up high. I'm just checking this over. They only wanted $2.99 for this raku pottery piece. It was a single bowl. I ended up putting that back. I'm trying to be more selective, and I didn't think I could get as much for that item. However, I picked these up to sell. It's a set of hand-blown art glass angel like band figures. I get those and I put them in the cart and I have them listed. I also picked this up to purchase. It is a cabinet to display wood pipes in. I like my cardwood pieces. However, the feather on the top is broken and repaired. I couldn't make out the maker on it, so I ended up leaving that behind. And here I'm just checking out the wood section. This wood piece in the back caught my eye. It looked to be hand carved, and I thought maybe if I had turned it over enough, there would be a place to put candles in for like a centerpiece. However, it wasn't. So maybe if I had taken it out, I would have noticed. It might have been like one of those rainmaker sound machines, where it makes it sound like it's raining. This seemed nice, but at $12.99, I had to double check comps on this. I ended up putting it back. The comps weren't where I needed them to be, so it did not come with me. This seemed nice, but there was no signatures. And I don't know much about these antique irons, so I left that. And they had some Easter items out. I didn't see anything that I would be wanting to pick up. I definitely took this with me. It is a art pottery or studio pottery jar canister, and they only wanted $6.99 for it. So that was a really good price on something like this. There were no chips or cracks, and I loved the glaze and texture on this. This vase had a nice style to it, a real heavy glaze. I couldn't find any signatures or markings. And being that it was just a super neutral color, maybe I should have grabbed it. However, I have so many, again, in the store. I'm trying to pick up more unique and artistic pieces right now. That was not me. I did not break anything. This was just an art glass elephant, probably Chinese made. There was no signatures, and there was chipping on the bottom, so I left that at the store. In this section at this store, they tend to put what they deem better quality or more desirable pieces, and they price them up usually over in this section. And I thought that little, I don't know if it was religious figure on the floor there was neat, but I did not grab it. And here's another store that I go to. In this section, you can see they price things pretty high on this specific shelf. They kind of curate it. I probably mentioned it in prior videos, but that art sculpture ship they wanted $60 for. At this store, I didn't find much to take with me. Initially, I grabbed this, but I ended up putting it back because there was a chip. It was nicely done. It was Mexican pottery, Tonala. And these I thought were Raku pottery from far away, some Raku pottery grapes, and they might be, but they weren't what I was looking for, like the stuff I typically pick up. From far, this vase had a nice finish. When you pick it up, though, it didn't feel very good, like a good quality piece, and it had a sticker from like Home Goods. I thought these were pretty cute, but the tails were damaged, so I left those. And here I'm checking out their figurine section. They had some planters and some figurines, and then down below here they have a crystal art glass cupcake. I have a few of them in my store, so I did not pick this one up, and there was a chip on the bottom. And they had these pottery angel lights where it's like an oil lamp, and the wick comes out the top of the head, and then there's a flame. And I thought initially they might be decent, so I grabbed them. They only wanted like $2.99 or $3.99 a piece. But when I looked them up, there's no recent solds, and there's a few listed, and it doesn't seem to be selling for a big amount of money. And here is a whole shelf of Ray Dunn. A few years ago, I would have been excited about this, but not so much anymore. It's so saturated and the prices aren't there. And this is the section I was talking about where they have so many items that are nice, but the prices are just outside of what I can make a profit on. You might still be able to get a little bit of profit out of some of the pieces if you're selective and you do your research and comps, like those Tonala. I don't know if that's Tonala or Talavera, our pottery fish, but they wanted $20 to $25 a piece on those. And this was an art glass vase, but it had dings on it. Now this is kind of cool, and this is a bolo. Not this specific one, but if you come across these cat hangers, here I'll show you comps in a second. And I picked them up in the past, and they do sell for a decent amount of money. That one I ended up putting back, but here's some comps on ones that sell for a decent amount, so be on the look for those. And I thought this was cute. I probably would have taken the bow off if I had grabbed it. They only wanted $3.99, and I'm assuming you probably could get 18 to 24 for that. I do grab these. You know, I like my carved wood as well as my pottery. They kind of have strange eyes on them, and they definitely are handmade, and I have a little bit of a project to do to fix the staff there, but they were only $1.99 a piece, so I definitely picked those up. And here we're at another store. I'm checking out the pottery and the tiles. I'm not picking up tiles or trivets as much anymore. They're not selling for as much as they used to, maybe 12 to 18 if you get a good one. Here it looked like some Tanala pottery. It looked like a turtle shell, and I wasn't sure if it was a wall pocket or if it was missing the head part to the figurine. And here was a nice studio pottery or art pottery platter. The price wasn't too terrible, and it was signed, and it had a nice glaze. Hopefully I didn't miss out on something. But lately, I've mentioned before with the new ground, I don't know if there's any correlation to it, but my larger like platters, those are the only thing that I'm nervous about shipping, have been getting damaged in shipping. Not all of them, but a few have. It's making me pause a little bit on deciding if I want to pick them up to sell them anymore. And I'm checking out the Christmas stuff. Christmas is just around the corner, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but it's coming fast. So I need to get those items up ASAP. Fourth quarter is here, so make sure that you have the things people are looking for if you want to make a decent amount of money for fourth quarter. And this was interesting, but it was like a 3D printed scene of some sort. And this is a store that I've been at earlier in the video. I made my rounds back again, and some of the same things you'll see in the frame, in the picture. Now, I wish I would have grabbed this. It looked like a handmade nutcracker. It kind of reminded me of a clothespin, but there was no signatures and no maker marks on it. And there was some damage to the candy cane staff that he had in his hand, so that's what made me put him back. But maybe next time if I go back and he's still there, I will grab him. Handmade pieces tend to do fairly well for me. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up for us today. On this shopping trip, we didn't walk away with a ton of items. You don't always fill your cart, but that's how it rolls. I want to say thank you for taking the time to watch the videos. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you next Sunday with another Thrift With Me video. All right, see you in the next one. Here's your recap.